Today we'll be making a 3D mouse pad using Sublimation. If we're just meeting right now, hi, my name is Nisha. Welcome to Little Craft Nest. The supplies you'll need for today's project are a sublimation printer. I will be using my Epson SureColor F170 printer. You'll also need some sublimation ink and some sublimation paper. You'll need a blank mouse pad. Make sure it's sublimation compatible, and I will leave a link for the one I used down below in the description. You'll need a heat press. I'll be using the HTV Ron Auto Press, but you can use whatever heat press you have. And you'll also need some butcher paper, some heat resistant tape, and a lint roller. Let's jump onto the computer and get started. The first thing we're going to do is find an image for our mouse pad at designbundles.net. Now, 3D flowers are really in right now, so I'm going to type in Sublimation mouse pad 3D flowers. You'll see a whole pile of fun designs here. Go through them, see what you like. Now, I have already downloaded this image right here, which I absolutely love. If you don't know how to download images from Design Bundles, I do have a video on that, so I will leave that link down below in the description. Once you've downloaded your file, you can then head over to Canva. Now, if you haven't used Canva before, it is a free design platform. However, there is a pro version for it as well. I do have the pro version, but you can use the free version as well for this project. So at the top right-hand corner of canva.com, we're going to click on Create Add Design. I'm going to go down to the bottom here and click on Custom Size. Now, my mouse pad measures at 9.5 by 7.9 inches, but I want to create my canvas to be slightly bigger. So beside the width and height, I'm going to change this from pixels to inches, and then I'm going to size my width to 10 inches and my height to 8.5 inches, and then click Create New Design. And then you're going to find that image that you just downloaded in your downloads folder and drag and drop that onto your canvas. And then grab your image and stretch it across your entire canvas. Now, the sizing of our image is bigger than our mouse pad, and that's just to ensure that we have full coverage around our entire mouse pad. So once you've done this, go ahead and click on Share at the top right-hand corner. Click on Download. We're going to leave this as a PNG file and then click on Download again. Now your image should pop up on your screen. If it doesn't, go in your downloads folders and open it up. And I am using a Mac computer and I'm going to print directly from my computer. So I'm not opening up another program to print from. I'm just opening up my design file, and then we're going to go to the top of the screen and go over to File and Print. Now make sure you select your correct printer. I'm using the Epson SureColor F170 Sublimation printer, and then scroll down and look under Preview, because sometimes your computer will automatically change the size of your design. So you'll notice here that my design is set at 97%, but I want this to be 100%. So I'm going to click on Scale and then type in 100. So now this will be the exact size that I made it in Canva. And you'll notice on our preview screen that our image got a little bigger, and it's pretty much stretching across our whole 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Now scroll down again, and under Printer Options, select Color Matching, then click on Color Sync. And right now under Profile it says Automatic, and we need to change that. Because we're using soft material, we're going to select Textile. You'll notice there's also a rigid setting, and that is intended for harder surfaces like mugs and tumblers. So click on Textile and then click OK. Next, we're going to click on Print Settings. And under Media Type here, you'll notice it says Rigid again. We need to change that over to Textile. And under Print Quality, we can change that from Normal to Fine. And then leave your mirror image checkbox on. And then we can press OK. And then click on Print. So here's our design all printed out. And yes, it does look a little more dull than it did on our computer screen. But once the ink interacts with the heat on our mouse pad, these colors are gonna pop and it's gonna look much more vibrant. So here is our blank mouse pad that I will be using. And before we put our design on top, I'm just gonna take a lint roller and we're gonna clean it off a little. And then I'm gonna give it a quick press in my heat press for maybe about 10 to 20 seconds, just to remove any moisture out of the mouse pad. And I have my heat press set at 370 degrees. After you pre-pressed your mouse pad, it's gonna be a little warm, so shake it around a little bit, let it cool before you put your design on top, because we don't want the ink to interact with the heat too soon. So we have our design here, and we're gonna take our mouse pad and flip it upside down and place it on top of our design. And we do have our edges going over our mouse pad here, and that's exactly what we want, so that we're ensuring a full coverage design on our mouse pad. So once you have your mouse pad in place, go ahead and grab some heat resistant tape and apply it to your mouse pad. Once your tape's on, we're gonna grab some butcher paper. Now I have a large sheet here, so you can either use 2 separate pieces or 1 large sheet. And we're gonna stick the mouse pad on top of the butcher paper. And I'm gonna add a little bit more tape. And then I'm gonna fold my butcher paper in half on top of the mouse pad. Now, if you had a design that didn't have an edge hanging over, let's say the edges of your design were all white, you would only need to put butcher paper on the one side because your ink is not gonna go through your mouse pad. But because we have this edge hanging over, we don't want this ink to transfer onto our heat press, and that's why we're putting butcher paper on both sides of our mouse pad. So let's fold this up. And if you want, you can add some more tape or just leave it. And then we're gonna flip this over again. So when this is in your heat press, you're gonna have the butcher paper, your sublimation sheet, and then under that is the mouse pad. So make sure when you're pressing that your sublimation image is on top and not underneath. And then you can go ahead and stick this in your heat press. Again, I'm pressing at 370 degrees, and we're gonna press for 60 seconds. Now it's gonna be hot when you take it out of the heat press, so you may want to use heat gloves, or you can wait and let it cool. So let's see how this turned out. Wow, look at those colors. This is just gorgeous. And now it's all ready to put at your computer desk. I just love this design. There are so many other cute designs on design bundles, so go ahead and check those out. If you have any questions about today's project, please let me know in the comments below, and I hope to see you on more crafting adventures.